And we welcome you to Little Creek Park here in South Charleston, West Virginia. I'm Maris Lowry. We are all set for the Class AAA championship game between St. Albans and Cabell Midland. Now, it could be championship games depending on the outcome of this. If Cabell Midland wins this game this afternoon, they will win the Class AAA girls softball title for the first time since 2005. But if St. Albans is to win this game, then they got to play another game, which would happen 30 minutes at the conclusion of this game. And if St. Albans were to win this game and then win the following game, it would be St. Albans' first title since 2010. So sit back and enjoy. We think it's going to be an outstanding game here on the FHS Network and Video Productions. I'm Maris Lowry bringing it to you. As Cabell Midland will be the home team. They'll be wearing the white uniforms, and they are in the field. As Cabell Midland got to this point with a thrilling come-from-behind 3-2 win last night against St. Albans by scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the ninth and got a 2-out single to plate the winning run. We're moments away from getting the game started. So St. Albans was able to get to this point with a win earlier today with a 5-0 shutout over Washington. So it's Cabell Midland and St. Albans, and we'll come back with the first pitch of the game right after this. As you're watching live streaming, we're ready to go now. So we'll wait before we hold that break, and we are ready to go. So we're starting 5 minutes early, but that's okay. Leading things off for St. Albans will be Gracie Payne. And the first pitch of the ball game is a called strike, 0-1. So 0-1 the count to Gracie Payne. Here comes the pitch. This ball is swung on and pulled foul down the left field line. The count goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Payne. And she leads things off for the Lady Red Dragons and the 0-2 offering. That'll be low for ball 1. Count is 1-2. It'll be Payne, Stevenson, and Holly, the first 3 batters for the Lady Red Dragons here in the top half of the first inning. The 1-2 pitch, and that'll be low. The count will even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count to Payne. And here comes the 2-2 pitch, and that'll be low. The count has gone full at 3-2. So 3-2 to Payne. And here's the payoff pitch. Swung on, and that ball is hit foul. Going to be out of play back over behind the first base dugout in between the 2 fields. So the count will hold it full, 3-2. To Gracie Payne, leading things off for the Lady Red Dragons. And here comes the payoff pitch, swung on right back up the middle and through. That's a base hit into center field. So Payne gets the game started with a solid single right back up the middle. And Payne is aboard with the first hit of the ball game. And that will bring Tavon Stevenson to the dish.
Stepping into the batter's box there for St. Albans, number 26, Tavon Stevenson. How do you like your third base angle now?
So Stevenson will come to the plate, and the pitch swung on. This is popped up. This is in the infield, actually just shallow, right out back on the grass of second base as the second baseman for Cabell Midland squeezes the pop up for the first out of the ball game. So Stevenson is out, and with 1 out, it'll be Jillian Holly. And last night, Holly hit a 2-run home run in the first inning in this same situation. Last night they were a runner on and 1 out in the first inning, and she went deep over the left field wall. So Holly comes in as she bats, and here's the first pitch to her, and swung on and foul off to the left, 0-1. So St. Albans needs to win this game and then win a game, need to win the next 2, need to beat Cabell Midland twice in order to claim the title. Cabell Midland just needs to win one more game, and they will be the Class AAA champion. Here's the 0-1. This is high. Ball 1. Count even at 1-1. So we know for the first time since 2014, a team other than Hurricane will be the champion since there was no tournament a year ago due to the COVID-19. Hurricane had won 5 in a row up until this year. So the count is 1-1, and the 1-1 pitch to Holly. And that's on the inside corner for a called strike to throw down to first. The runner's back in safely, but Holly's now in the hole at 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jillian Holly. Sofel waits on deck. Holly is ready. And the 1-2 offering. Swung on and missed strike 3. The catcher misses the ball, and Holly able to get to first, and she gets there safely. So even though Holly does go as a strikeout, she is able to reach as the catcher misses the ball on the 3rd strike. And here in the 1st inning, St. Albans has got something cooking with runners at 1st and 2nd and only 1 out. And Kendall Stoffel will come to the dish. They call Holly out, and I guess the reason they called her out because the first base was occupied. So Holly is out. So I beg your pardon, but the runner advanced. Payne advanced at her own risk. And here's a called strike, 0-1 to Stoffel. So there are 2 outs with the runner at 2nd base. And the next pitch to Stoffel is a ball. The count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1-1 the count. And here comes the 1-1 offering. Swung on, that ball is hit to third, scooped up by the third baseman, makes the throw across the diamond to end the inning. Middle of the 1st inning, it's St. Albans nothing, Cabell Midland coming to bat as you are watching live streaming of this 2021 Class AAA softball tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions.
Boy, getting older is pretty stressful. Am I right, girls?
No kidding, Sandy. It seems like every morning I see a new driveway crack.
My deck sure isn't as level as it used to be.
You've got to keep up appearances, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, you got that right.
It's time to stop worrying about your concrete problems. Give us a call today and rest easy tonight.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
Community strong. We are Thornhill Ford Lincoln, your hometown dealer located on 119 near Chapmanville. Go Thornhill and expect the best with total value, support, and savings on your next vehicle. Don't miss out. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and thornhillford.com.
And we're back here at Little Creek Park in South Charleston, going to the bottom of the 1st inning. Cabell Midland coming to bat. And the first 3 hitters will be Jesse Terry, Riley Lucas, and Haley Rowe. Terry had the game-winning hit last night, a little blooper that fell right over the first baseman's head, right in front of the right fielder for the game winner, as Cabell Midland rallied with 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning to beat St. Albans 3-2. And that's why St. Albans has to beat Cabell Midland here twice if they are to be the Class AAA champion. So it'll be Terry, Lucas, and Rowe here in the bottom of the 1st inning for Cabell Midland. And we are ready to go as Terry steps into the batter's box. And here's the pitch. And that'll be on the corner for a called strike, 0-1. 0-1 the count to Terry. And the 0-1 offering. Swung on and fouled. The count is 0-2. So 0-2 the count to Terry, who was the hero last night with the game-winning hit. And the 0-2 offering, that's high and outside. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Terry to be followed by Riley Lucas and Haley Rowe here in the bottom of the first inning. And here's the 1-2 delivery. And that's outside. The count evens at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Terry strikes out number 1. And Riley Lucas will now be the hitter.
Your next batter for the night, number 13, Riley Lucas.
Lucas, as you can see, hitting from the left-hand side of the plate. And the first pitch to her is high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. The last time Cabell Midland won the state title in softball was 2005. Here's the pitch. And that's over for a called strike, 1-1. The last time St. Albans won the title was in 2010. Cabell Midland has won 5 previous titles. The 1-1 pitch swung on and pulled foul down the right field line. Count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Riley Lucas. And the 1-2 pitch. And that's high. The count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here's the 2-2. And that's low and outside for ball 3. Count goes full, 3-2. So we'll have a payoff pitch coming. A win by Cabell Midland. They're the champions. A win by St. Albans, and we'll do another game to determine the champion. And here comes the payoff pitch to Riley Lucas. The 3-2. Swung on once again, pulled foul sharply down the right field line. Way out in front of that pitch. And the count holds at 3-2. So here comes the 3-2 pitch again, swung on, and that's right to the second baseman. A nice play, a line drive. The ball was hit hard, but the second baseman in the right place at the right time to make the play. And that's the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 down. And the batter will be Haley Rowe. So Rowe will bat with 2 out and no one on here in the bottom of the first inning. A scoreless game. And the pitch swung on. This ball's hit the center field. The center fielder over to make the play, squeezes it, and that's the end of the inning. 3 up, 3 down at the end of 1 inning. Your score is St. Albans nothing, Cabell Midland nothing, as you're watching live streaming of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions.
After 1 full inning on field B, your score, Cabell Midland Knights 0, St. Albans Red Dragons 0.
West Virginia teens are changing the game. A West Virginia Game Changer is designed to educate, support, and empower our youth to make healthy choices as they prepare to be leaders of tomorrow. West Virginia Game Changer. Well, we're ready to go to the top half of the second inning in a scoreless game. It'll be the 5th, the 6th, and 7th batters up for St. Albans. Leading things off will be Sidney Young. And the first pitch to Young is a called strike, 0-1. So 0-1 the count to Sidney Young. Should be followed by Jaden Conrad and Taylor Glancy. This pitch is fouled down the left field line. And the count will be 0-2. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. And that's fouled back. The count will hold at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Sidney Young. Leading things off for St. Albans, and the pitch is swung on and fouled back out of play. Count will remain 0-2. These two teams played a thriller last night. And here comes the 0-2 pitch, and that's swung on. That ball's hit to left field. The left fielder comes over and makes the catch. That was a nice defensive play by the left fielders. That ball was hit pretty good, and that's the first out of the inning. So Young flies out to left. And the hitter now will be Jaden Conrad. She'll bat with 1 out, nobody on. As I was mentioned last night, a thriller that Cabell Midland rallied to beat St. Albans 3-2 as this pitch is fouled back 0-1. Cabell Midland held a 2-0 lead for most of the game. It got cut to 2-1, and then in the bottom of the 7th, a 2-run bottom of the 7th for Cabell Midland won the game 3-2. Here's the pitch. Over for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So 0-2 the count on Jaden Conrad. Taylor Clancy waits to hit next. The 0-2 pitch is high. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 1-2 the count, and the 1-2 offering swung on. That's fouled back out of play. Cabell Midland victory, and they are the champions. And a win by St. Albans, and we'll do it again. It'll be 30 minutes after this game should the Red Dragons win. Here's the pitch, swung on. This ball is a little blooper into the outfield, and it's going to get down for a hit. And taking the big turn is Conrad, and she'll hold up if she gets the hit. And it's a 1-out single. And Conrad's aboard with the second hit of the ball game for St. Albans. Taylor Clancy now will be the hitter. Clancy comes in, hitting from the right-hand side of the plate. So Clancy, she'll dig in. And here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Throw down to first, the runner back in safely. So 1 on, 1 out. Top of the 2nd, no score. Glancy back in. And the 0-1. She tries to lay down a bunt, and it's fouled, and that'll be a strike, so it'll be 0-2. So 0-2 the count to Glancy. And the 0-2 offering, that's high, gets over the catcher's head, and that will allow the runner, Conrad, to go down to second base. So now St. Albans has a runner in scoring position, and the count is 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch, and that'll be low, and the count will even to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bailey Gilbert on deck. Glancy, the number 7 hitter in the lineup. The 2-2 pitch swung on. That's hit right to the shortstop. She caught it, tried to double her up, and she can't. She made the throw to second. The ball gets away, but the runner was back in time. That was a real nice play, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. As we watch the replay, that ball was hit pretty good. The shortstop made a heck of a play, able to make the catch and try to double up the runner at second, and they couldn't execute that. But the shortstop, as I mentioned, made a nice play on that ball that was hit hard. So 2 outs, and Bailey Gilbert will now be the hitter. And now I'm not sure what they're saying is Glancy is now at first base. So we can watch the replay, but it looked like she had the umpires are going to get together, but it looked like she caught it. And let's see if we can get the replay.
Okay, here's the ball right here.
As we're trying to watch it here on replay. But it looked like she caught the ball live.
Yeah, see where the ball's going in their glove right there?
As it happened.
And it never.
And I'm not sure what they're going to rule.
Obviously.
So let's see what the call is. Maybe they're going to say she didn't catch it. And they're going to say she did not catch it. And now, so instead of having one on with 2 outs, they got 2 on and 1 out. I think that's going to be the situation here. So the umpire looks like they have changed the call as they got together. What looked like was going to be the second out. So now that has changed, like I said, the situation dramatically from having 1 on and 2 out to now having 2 on with 1 out. So I'm not sure what the official ruling was. See if we can get it. But apparently they didn't think that the shortstop caught the ball. But I thought live that she did catch the ball, but she wasn't able to double up the runner at second. So they're going to say the ball. They're going to say the ball hit the ground. So imagine that will be scored a hit. Runners are at first and second. And here's a bunt attempt and was fouled by Bailey Gilbert. So now the situation is only 1 out with runners at first and second and Gilbert the hitter. And she attempts a bunt and she fouls it. It's 0-1. So that's a big reversal, a big call in this game early in the ball game here in the second inning. Here's the one, squares it down, lays it down. Picked up by the third baseman. The only play is to first. So the sacrifice works. So Gilbert is out at first as she completes the sacrifice for the second out, but that will advance the runners. Conrad will go to third, and Glancy will go to second. And with 2 out, it'll be Olivia Nunley will be the hitter. As we watch the replay there, Nunley, the number 9 hitter in the lineup for St. Albans, and the pitch swung on and fouled back. Count is 0-1. So Nunley in the hole at 0-1. And here comes the 0-1 pitch, and that's high and outside, 1-1. Ducks on the pond out there with runners at third and second and 2 out. And one thing that St. Albans was not able to cash in last night was a couple of big key situations with 2 outs, and this ball was popped up. Will it stay in play? Giving chase will be the catcher, and it won't stay in play just over the fence, and that'll be a foul ball. And new life for Nunley as the count will go to 1-2. But in last night's game, after Holly hit the home run, they had the bases loaded with 1 out and couldn't score anymore. And they had a couple other chances later in the game they couldn't score. The 1-2 offering, and that's high, and the count evens at 2-2. So here's a chance to take the lead and break through if they can get a big 2-out hit here for the Lady Red Dragons with runners at third and second and 2 out. And the count at 2-2 to Nunley. And the 2-2 offering swung on and missed strike 3. The catcher drops the ball but picks it up, throws it to first to end the inning. Middle of the second inning between St. Albans and Cabell Midland. Scoreless as you're watching live streaming from the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions. Would that be
Biscuit World, we use the freshest ingredients in our made-from-scratch biscuits. The Biscuit and Gravy Platter. Hot and fresh biscuits, made from scratch gravy. Now that's a meal, served all day long, and only available at Tudor's Biscuit World.
Geno's introduces the Big Cheese, our supersized pizza piled high with extra cheese for only $9.99. A blend of 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, parmesan, and provolone. Try Geno's Big Cheese Pizza for only $9.99.
Did you know that up to 50% of the air you breathe in your home is the air that comes through your basement? A wet, damp basement can be a real problem that can worsen asthma and allergies, affect your indoor air quality, and damage your valuables. Alford Home Solutions will transform your basement into a dry, usable space and improve the air quality in your entire home. Protect your family today. Visit alfordhomesolutions.com for a free estimate.
3 for St. Albans?
Yeah. So 3 for St. Albans. We welcome you back to Little Creek Park here in South Charleston as we're going to the bottom half of the second inning as Cabell Midland comes to bat in a scoreless game. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters up for the Cabell Midland Knights. So it'll be Olivia Pelfrey to lead things off here for Cabell Midland. The pitch is on the outside corner, called strike 0-1. So it's ball 1. So set a strike 1. The umpire lets us know. And here comes the 1-0 delivery. And that's a called strike, and the count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Pelfrey. It'll be Pelfrey, Dorsey, and Ballingy. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters up for Cabell Midland here in the bottom of the second inning. And here comes the 1-1 offering. Swung on right back up the middle, a solid base hit into center field. So the leadoff man is aboard, as that is the first hit for Cabell Midland. And Pelfrey leads things off in the second inning with a single. And it'll be Dorsey will step up to the dish. Jenna Dorsey. So we'll have a courtesy runner at first base. And Dorsey will be the hitter. And here's the pitch to Dorsey. Swung on. That ball's going to be down. That's a hit. And it'll get to the wall. A gap right there between left and center. And back-to-back hits have got Cabell Midland with runners at third and second and nobody out, as that'll be a double. So after going 1, 2, 3 in the first, they've now got back-to-back hits. And they have runners at third and second and nobody out. And Quinn Ballingy will now be the hitter. So runners at third and second.
Number 11, Quinn Ballingy.
And Ballingy will now be the hitter. And we'll have a little conference at the mound. Cabell Midland with the chance to perhaps have a big inning with runners in scoring position and nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. St. Albans had runners at third and second with 2 outs in the top of the second and not able to score. And now here's a big opportunity for the Knights. I know on your screen it shows first and third, but it's actually second and third. And here is the pitch to Ballingy. On its way, swung on and missed, strike 1. 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count to Ballingy. Nobody out, runners at third and second. And the 0-1 delivery. And that's high and outside. The count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1-1 the count. And the 1-1 pitch. That'll be outside for ball 2, 2-1. So Pelfrey led off the inning with a single. Then Dorsey with a double. Runners at third and second. No out. Bottom of the second inning, no score. And the pitch swung on. This ball is popped up into foul ground. Giving chase is the third baseman, but it's going to be out of play. And It'll be a foul ball. The count is 2-2. So 2-2 to Ballinger. Batter calls time. Steps out. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch. Swung on. This ball is hit. It's going to stay in play. It's going to be caught by the first baseman just in foul ground for the first out and a very big out here in the second inning. So Ballinger's out. She pops out to the first baseman, and K.K. Wallace will now be the hitter.
Number 20, K.K. Wallace.
So Wallace will dig in and awaits the first pitch. And here it is. She lays down a bunt. It is fair. The catcher gets it, makes the throw to first. They get the out at first, play at the plate, and she's out. What a beautiful double play. And that will end the inning. Wow, a tremendous play. And Cabell Midland had runners at third and second with nobody out. As we watch the replay, a beautiful double play turned by St. Albans on the bunt, the throw to first. They throw home, and the runner nailed at the plate, and that's how the second inning will end. That was a tremendous play. After 2, no score between St. Albans and Cabell Midland as you're watching live streaming of the Class AAA softball tournament on the NFHS network and video production.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
As we welcome you back to South Charleston, as you take a look at the line scores through the first couple innings, it's no runs and 3 hits and no errors for St. Albans. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Cabell Midland. And wow, what a way that bottom of the second ended with that double play with getting the play as we watch the replay out at first and then out at the plate to end the inning. So now it's top of the third, back to the top of the order as Gracie Payne leads off. And the first pitch is a strike. Next pitch over the corner, also called a strike, 0-2. So it'll be Payne, Stevenson, and Holly due up for St. Albans. Here's the pitch, and that's way high and outside. Counts 1-2. Payne has one of the 2 hits for St. Albans in the ball game. So she's 1 for 1. Here's the pitch. That's way high and outside. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. It'll be Payne, Stevenson, and Holly, the first 3 hitters up for the Lady Red Dragons here in the top of the third inning in a scoreless game. And here's the pitch. Swung on. This ball was hit to the outfield. The center fielder has a beat on it. Comes in, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Nice play by the center fielder of Cabell Midland to make the play. That's the first out of the St. Albans third inning. So with 1 out, nobody aboard, Tavon Stevenson will be the hitter. She popped out to the second baseman her first time up. She's 0 for 1. This pitch is swung on. That ball is hit to right field. The right fielder able to go just a little bit to her right, make the play, and that's the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 down. And that'll bring us to Jillian Holly, a strikeout victim, her first time up. She did have a 2-run home run in last night's game. So she will bat with 2 out, nobody on, and the pitch swung on and fouled back. Count is 0-1. So 0-1 the count to Jillian Holly. And the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, that ball's hit to the third baseman. Nice play, and the third baseman able to pick it up, scoop it, and throw the ball across the diamond. A 1-2-3 inning, middle of the third. Still no score between St. Albans and Cabell Midland. As you're watching live streaming of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and video production. And we welcome you back here to South Charleston as we're going to the bottom half of the third inning in a scoreless game between St. Albans and Cabell Midland. If Cabell Midland wins this game, they are the state champions. If St. Albans win, we'll have to play another game to determine who the state champion is going to be. And it'll be, we'll have a new champion for the first time since 2014 as Hurricane has won the previous 5. Of course, there was no tournament a year ago because of COVID. So as we get ready to go to the bottom half of the third inning, it'll be number 8, 9, and 1 hitters up for Cabell Midland, Blanks, Purdue, and then back to the top of the order to Terry. So it'll be Blanks leading things off here in the third inning. And the pitch is over for a called strike, 0-1. So 0-1 the count to Blanks. And the 0-1 pitch swung on. This ball is popped up and it'll get out of play. And the count will be 0-2. So 0-2 the count to Blanks with Purdue on deck. And here comes the 0-2 offering. Swung on and fouled at the plate. Count will hold at 0-2. We'll do it again. Cabell Midland had a golden opportunity in the second inning when they had runners at third and second and nobody out, and they couldn't score. And they ended that inning with a double play, an out at first and then the final out at the plate. Very big play in this game. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and that's high and outside. The count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Blanks. And she leads off here in the bottom of the third inning. And the 1-2 pitch swung on. This ball is popped up into the infield. The shortstop calling for it, in on the grass, and she dropped it. That'll be an error. That's just a simple play, and that'll be an error all the way. She called everybody off, just a simple pop-up, came in on the grass, and she dropped it. So Blanks is aboard by the error route. As we watch it on replay, very routine. You can see she's calling them off. She's in it, and she just squeezed her glove, and it popped right out. So the leadoff batter is aboard for Cabell Midland, and Purdue will now be the hitter. And the pitch, Purdue squares to bunt, lays it down. The pitcher fields it, throws it to first. The sacrifice works. They throw second behind the runner. The runner's back in safe. So the sacrifice works, and Blanks is down at second with 1 out as Purdue completes the sacrifice. And we'll go back to the top of the order. Jessie Terry will be the hitter. She's 0 for 1. She struck out back in the first inning. Terry did have the game-winning hit in last night's game. And here's the pitch. Swung on. That ball is through. Center field, a base hit. Runner will round third. Here's the throw to the plate. It is not in time. And on the throw, Terry able to go down to second as Terry delivers again. and Cabell Midland's in front 1-0. So that error really, really cost St. Albans. And Terry delivers with an RBI single. And it's 1-0 in favor of Cabell Midland here in the bottom of the third inning. Riley Lucas will come to the dish, lined out the second. She's 0 for 1. And here comes the pitch. And that's low for ball 1. So Cabell Midland breaks through. They take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third inning. A costly error by St. Albans. And here's the pitch. And that'll be ball 2. Should be 2-0. Oh, I called it a strike. I beg your pardon. 1-1. That's one thing about it. You cannot give teams extra outs. I don't care what level of baseball, softball you're playing. When you give teams extra outs, more times than not, it comes back to haunt you. And that was the case thus far here in this third inning for St. Albans. By not being able to make such an easy play has allowed Cabell Midland to score the first run of the ball game. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. On its way, and that's high and inside for ball 2. So 2-1 the count to Riley Lucas. See the runner at second. And 1 out, 1 run in for Cabell Midland here in this third inning. And the pitch. That's fouled out of play. Count will even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 to Lucas. Haley Rowe on deck. Now they call time. St. Albans pitcher taking just a little more time than what the batter Lucas wanted. So Lucas steps out. Now she'll step back into the box. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. And I think she fouled it off. The count will hold at 2-2. So she did foul it off, and the count does hold at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And we'll redo the 2-2. Here it is. Swung on. That ball's out of play once again. Way out in front of us, that one. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Riley Lucas. And the 2-2 delivery. That's outside. The count's gone full, 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out and a run in for Cabell Midland here in this bottom of the third inning. And the 3-2 payoff pitch to Lucas. Swung on, hit foul sharply down the right field line. That had some smoke on it as she pulled the ball foul. There is a lot of foul ground in this ballpark. And she pulled that foul down into the right field corner. So the count holds, full count. And we'll do it again. And the 3-2 pitch. And that's high, ball 4. That's a very good at bat for Lucas. She really worked the pitcher well. And Cabell Midland with 1 run already in has runners now at first and second, 1 out. And Rowe will be the hitter. So So Rowe steps in. She's 0 for 1. She flied out to center field her first at bat. This pitch is outside, ball 1. So Cabell Midland with a chance to perhaps have a very big inning. They've already got 1 in, and now they got 2 on and 1 out. They had runners at third and second, had nobody out last inning and didn't score, but they have plated 1 here in this inning. And here's the pitch, swung on and missed, and the count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1-1 to count. And the 1-1 pitch. And that'll be outside for ball 2, 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Haley Rowe. And the 2-1 pitch swung on and fouled at the plate. The count will even at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, and 2 on. And a run already in this inning for Cabell Midland. And here comes the 2-2 offering. And that's called strike 3. So that's the second out of the inning. As Rowe strikes out. And that will bring Pelfrey to the dish. She's 1 for 1. She got a hit back in the second inning. So Pelfrey comes to the plate. She calls time. And here's the pitch. And that's outside for on the outside corner for a called strike. Count goes to 0-1. The 0-1 pitch swung on. This ball's driven into the gap. It'll get down for a hit. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. And Cabell Midland has extended their lead as a big 2-out hit. And now they have runners at third and second, and Cabell Midland has scored a couple of more, and Cabell Midland out in front, 3-0. So 2-0. I beg your pardon, only 1 run scored there. I thought a second run came in. So there are runners at first and third. And that's 2 hits in the game for Pelfrey. And she's extended the lead to 2-0. So runners will be at first and third after they break up the conference on the mound. And a big 2-out hit delivered by Olivia Pelfrey. Dorsey will now be the hitter, and she doubled back in the second inning. So with Cabell Midland up 2-0, runners at the corners. And here's the pitch. Swung on. This ball is hit to center field. Coming into the center fielder. She can't get it. It'll drop for a base hit. A run will score. And there's an RBI single by Dorsey. That's her second hit of the ball game. And it is now 3-0 in favor of Cabell Midland. So back-to-back, 2-out, RBI hits, singles, able to plate a couple of runs. And it's a 3-0 lead for Cabell Midland as Ballinger will be the hitter. This ball swung on and fouled. 0-1 the count. So a 3-run third inning for Cabell Midland. And here's a ball hit to the shortstop. Shortstop will throw it to third to get the force, and that will end the inning, but not before 3 runs cross the plate for Cabell Midland. After 3, your score is Cabell Midland 3, St. Albans nothing, as you're watching live streaming of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
And we welcome you back to Little Creek Park here at South Charleston. Cabell Midland with the 3 spot have a 3-0 lead, 3-5-0. The line score for Cabell Midland, 0-3-1 for St. Albans. That was a big error that really kind of opened the floodgates that inning and allowed Cabell Midland to plate 3 runs. So as we go to the top half of the 4th inning, it will be the middle of the lineup, 4, 5, and 6 hitters, as Stoffel will lead things off, and the pitch is low for ball 1. Stoffel, Young, and Conrad will be the hitters for the Red Dragons. And the pitch to Stoffel is swung on and missed, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. So Cabell Midland able to push 3 across in the bottom of the 3rd. And as I mentioned, the middle of the lineup up now for St. Albans. This pitch is a called strike, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Stoffel. She grounded out her first time up. She's 0 for 1. This pitch is outside, and the count's 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Stoffel in the 2-2 pitch. Swung on. That ball's hit to the third baseman. It's knocked down, picked up, thrown across the diamond for the first out of the inning. That was a very nice play by the Cabell Midland third baseman. 1 up and 1 down. So Stoffel is retired. And that'll bring up Sydney Young. She'll bat with 1 out, nobody aboard. As we watch that last replay, ball hit to the third baseman. Like I said, nice play. Makes the scoop, throws it over. Meantime, the ball's fouled back on the first pitch to Sydney Young, and the count is 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. 0-2 the count. And here's the 0-2 offering to Young. And that's high and inside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 1-2 the count. And the 1-2 swung on and missed, strike 3. So Young strikes out. That's the second out of the inning. 2 up and 2 down. And it'll be Conrad will be the hitter. She's 1 for 1. Got a hit her last time up. Jaden Conrad will bat with 2 out and nobody on here in the top half of the 4th inning. And the pitch swung on. This ball is hit right to the shortstop. It's scooped up, makes the throw. 3 up, 3 down. That was an easy inning. The middle of the 4th inning. Your score is Cabell Midland 3, St. Albans nothing, as you're watching live streaming of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions.
General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100-plus stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
At Tudor's Biscuit World, we use the freshest ingredients in our made-from-scratch biscuits. The Biscuit and Gravy Platter. Hot and fresh biscuits, made from scratch gravy. Now that's a meal. Served all day long and only available at Tudor's Biscuit World.
Geno's introduces the Big Cheese, our supersized pizza piled high with extra cheese for only $9.99. A blend of 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, parmesan, and provolone. Try Geno's Big Cheese Pizza for only $9.99.
And we welcome you back as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. The bottom third of the order up for Cabell Midland, the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Wallace, Blanks, and Purdue. A 3-0 lead for Cabell Midland. And Wallace will lead things off here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. And the first pitch to Wallace is over for a called strike, 0-1. 0-1 the count. And the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Count goes to 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes to KK Wallace. 7, 8, 9 hitters here for Cabell Midland batting in the bottom of the 4th inning. The 0-2 swung on and popped up, and it looks like it's going to be out of play. The first baseman giving chase, but it will be over the fence and out of play. So 0-2 the count. A 3-0 lead for Cabell Midland, able to spot 3 runs across the plate last inning in the 3rd as they bat here in the 4th. And the 0-2 pitch, called strike 3. So 1 up, 1 down here in the 4th inning for Cabell Midland, and Blanks will be the hitter. And she's the one that really got that rally started last inning, but it was with an error. She scored 1 of the 3 runs that inning. And just a routine pop-up to the shortstop, and the shortstop not able to make the catch, and that's what opened the floodgates and helped Cabell Midland score the 3 runs they got. As the pitch is swung on and missed, about a half swing there, but she did go around, and the count is 0-1 to Blanks. And the 0-1 pitch, that'll be outside. The count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1-1 to count. And the 1-1 pitch swung on. That ball was hit right back up the middle. That's a base hit into center field. So Blanks has played a big part in this game. She was able to reach on an error her last time up and help get that rally going. And now she has a one-out hit to center field. And that will bring up 80 Purdue.
Number 12, Maddie Meadows.
So it'll be Maddie Meadows in, who'll be hitting. And she squares the bunt, and the pitch is high, ball 1. So it'll be Meadows in for Purdue. And the pitch squares the bunt, and that's high, ball 2. 2-0 the count. So you're St. Albans, obviously you're thinking you can't give up any more runs. You're already in a 3-run hole. And the 2-0 pitch, she doesn't square away, and this is not close. It's ball 3. So with 1 out and 1 already on, the count's 3-0. And then after this one here at the plate with Meadows would go back to the top of the order. And the 3-0 pitch taken all the way, and that's over for a called strike. 3-1. So 3-1 the count to Meadows with 1 out and 1 on. And here comes the 3-1 pitch. That swung on a comebacker right to the pitcher. She'll throw to second to get the out there. They won't be able to turn the double play, but they do get the lead runner. And that'll make 2 outs. And we'll go back to the top of the order with Jessie Terry. Terry is 1 for 2, struck out in the first and had an RBI hit and scored a run back in the 3rd inning. And the pitch to her swung on. This is popped up. It's in play. And in foul ground, the first baseman will make the catch to end the inning. So that's the final out of the 4th inning. And after 4, your score is Cabell Midland 3, St. Albans nothing. You're watching live streaming of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and video production.
Boy, getting older is pretty stressful. Am I right, girls?
No kidding, Sandy. It seems like every morning I see a new driveway crack.
My deck sure isn't as level as it used to be.
You've got to keep up appearances, though, right?
You got that right.
It's time to stop worrying about your concrete problems. Give us a call today and rest easy tonight.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
Community strong. We are Thornhill Ford Lincoln, your hometown dealer located on 119 near Chapmanville. Go Thornhill and expect the best with total value, support, and savings on your next vehicle. Don't miss out. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and thornhillford.com.
We're going to the 5th inning here of this Class AAA championship game, or it would be a championship game if Cabell Midland hangs on to win it and they're up 3-0. You can see the line score there, 3-5-0 for Cabell Midland. No runs, 3 hits, and error for St. Albans. St. Albans needs to win this and then beat Cabell Midland again for them to be the champion. Cabell Midland needs to win just this one game, and they will be the champion. So we're ready to start the top of the 5th inning. It'll be the bottom third of the order up for St. Albans. It'll be Glancy, Gilbert, and Nunley due up here in the bottom half of the top half of inning number 5. I'm not really sure there's an issue maybe down the right field line there, but whatever it is, looks like they got it cleared up. And we're ready to start the top half of the 5th inning. A 3-0 lead for Cabell Midland. They pushed 3 across into the 3rd. So it'll be Taylor Glancy, the hitter. She got a hit her first time up. And this ball is skied to center field. The center fielder just goes back a couple of feet, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out. And Bailey Gilbert will now be the hitter. So Gilbert had a sacrifice back in the 5th inning. And the pitch to her swung on and fouled. Count goes 0-1. So here's the 0-1 offering. This pitch is swung on and missed, strike 2. Foul tip back into the catcher's glove. So 0-2 the count to Bailey Gilbert. And the 0-2 pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. So 2 up and 2 down for the Lady Red Dragons of St. Albans. And it'll be Olivia Nunley coming to the dish to hit with 2 out, nobody aboard here in the 5th inning and trailing 3-0. There's the first pitch, called strike to Nunley, 0-1. Nunley was a strikeout victim back in the second inning. And the pitch to her swung on. This ball is hit to left field. Going back to the left fielder, backing up and making the catch at the warning track before running into the wall. A nice play by the Cabell Midland left fielder, and that's how the top of the fifth will end. Middle of the fifth inning, your score, Cabell Midland 3, St. Albans nothing. You're watching live streaming of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions. And we welcome you back to Little Creek Park here in South Charleston. I'm Maris Lowry, and it's a 3-0 lead for Cabell Midland as they come to bat here in the bottom of the fifth inning. If Cabell Midland wins this game, they will be crowned the AAA state softball champion, and St. Albans needs to rally to win this game to force a game 30 minutes at the conclusion of this one if St. Albans is to be the Class AAA champion. So in the bottom half of the fifth inning, for Cabell Midland, it'll be 2, 3, and 4 up. It'll be Lucas, Rowe, and Pelfrey due up here for Cabell Midland. So Riley Lucas will lead things off. She had a very good at bat her last time up. Got a hit and scored a run. And now they call it time. And here's the first pitch, and that's inside for ball one. So Riley Lucas leading things off here in the fifth inning, a 3-0 lead for Cabell Midland. And the pitch, that's inside ball two. And really the way Cabell Midland has pitched and played defense, that 3-run lead seems like much bigger than a 3-0 lead. 2-0 the count to Riley Lucas. And the 2-0 pitch, that's high for ball three. 3-0. I'm sure Riley Lucas will be taking all the way here. Cabell Midland trying to get the leadoff man aboard. And 3-0 pitch. And that's high, ball four. She walks on 4 pitches. So the leadoff man is on. And Rowe will be the hitter. Haley Rowe will be the hitter. She's 0 for 2. Flied out in the first inning. Struck out in the third. Rowe calls time. Backs out. And now Haley Rowe's ready to get back in the batter's box. And the pitch. That's over for a called strike, 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch squares to bunt. And it's foul at the plate. Count is 0-2. So 0-2 the count to Haley Rowe. Pelfrey waits on deck. There's a runner at first. And the pitch swung on. This ball is popped up out into shallow right field. The right fielder comes in and drops the ball. She will pick it up and throw to second to get the force. So they do get the lead runner on a force play, and that'll be the second out of the inning. Or I beg your pardon, that'll be the first out of the inning. So with one out and a runner at first, Olivia Pelfrey will now be the hitter. She's 2 for 2. And we'll have a courtesy runner for Cabell Midland. So Pelfrey 2 for 2 will be the hitter. She's got a run driven in, and she'll be the hitter here with one out and a runner at first. And the pitch swung on. This ball is going to get through into left field for a base hit. That's her third hit of the ball game. So Pelfrey has had the hot bat. She's 3 for 3 as she comes through and delivers a single to left. And once again, Cabell Midland's got something going. They have runners at first and second and only one out. And Jenna Dorsey will now be the hitter, and she's got 2 hits. So between Pelfrey, the fourth hitter, and Dorsey, the fifth hitter, they are 5 for 5 between those two girls. And they have done the damage for Cabell Midland in this game. Here's the pitch swung on. That ball is a line drive caught by the third baseman, and everybody's back. That ball was smoked, and that's the first time today in this game that Dorsey has gotten out. So that's a line out to the third baseman for the second out of the inning. And that will bring up Quinn Ballinger as we watch the replay. Nice job by the third baseman. That's why they call it the hot corner. Very alert to make the play. So Ballinger will now be the hitter. And the pitch is ball 1.
Number 11, Quinn Ballinger.
So 1-0 the count to Ballinger. And the 1-0 pitch swung on. This ball is hit down the left field line, drifting foul into foul ground, and it's caught, and that will end the inning. So after 5 complete innings of play, your score is Cabell Midland leading St. Albans 3-0 as you are watching the live streaming coverage of the 2021 AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
There, so we get our local stuff. And we welcome you back in to Little Creek Park in South Charleston. I'm Maris Lowry going to the top of the 6th inning. You can see the line score there. Cabell Midland, 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. St. Albans, no run, 3 hits, and an error. And as we get ready to start the 6th inning, there's a ball hit foul down the left field line. So we're back to the top of the order for St. Albans. It'll be Gracie Payne, Tavon Stevenson, and Jillian Holly. As Payne hits that foul ball 0-1. Payne is 1 for 2. A hit and flied out. And this pitch is swung on and fouled down the third base line as well. It's 0-2. So 0-2 to Payne, followed by Stevenson and Holly here in the 6th inning. And St. Albans needs to get something going. They're down to their final 6 outs as they trail in the ball game 3-0. And the pitch is low. Count is 1-2 to Gracie Payne. St. Albans 32-2 on the year. And here comes the 1-2 pitch, and this ball is swung on. It's hit the center field. The center fielder over to make the catch, and that's the first out of the 6th inning. So 1 up and 1 down for the Lady Red Dragons. And the batter will now be Tavon Stevenson. 0 for 2, popped out and flied out. And the pitch to Stevenson, that's swung on. That ball is hit to right field, and the right fielder not able to make the play. The ball fell right in front of her for a hit. So Stevens has a 1-out single to right. And now it'll be Holly will now be the hitter. Holly 0 for 2. She struck out in the 1st inning and grounded out in the 3rd. And she does have the capability of taking the long ball. She hit a 2-run home run last night, and St. Albans desperately needing base runners, and they could chip into this league big time with one swing of the bat, and here's a young lady that could do it, and we saw that last night from Jillian Holly. So Holly will hit with 1 out and 1 on in the 6th inning. Cabell Midland up 3-0. So here comes the pitch to Holly, and that's high and outside for ball 1. Cabell Midland hangs on and wins. They are state champions. And if St. Albans can rally and win, then they'll have to play another game to decide who will be the 2021 Girls Class AAA state champion. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And that ball bounces to the plate, and the count goes to 2-0. Sofel on deck. Holly steps back into the batter's box. And here comes the 2-0 delivery. And that's outside for ball 3. So 3-0 the count. And you got to think that Holly would be taken all the way in this situation. St. Albans desperately needing base runners. And the 3-0 pitch. And that's high ball 4. So the tying run will come to the plate here in the 6th inning with runners at 1st and 2nd and only 1 out. So Holly draws the walk. Stevenson down at 2nd, Holly at 1st. And Kendall Stoffel will be the hitter. She's 0 for 2. Grounded out to the 3rd baseman back in the 1st inning, and grounded out also to the 3rd baseman in the 4th inning. And this pitch is swung on and fouled off to the right. The count goes to 0-1. So Stoffel in the cleanup position. Yesterday she batted higher in the lineup. She was a leadoff hitter, and they slid her down into the cleanup position. And here comes the 0-1. And that'll be low. The count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. But here's a chance for St. Albans to get back into the game as the tying run at the dish as they trail 3-0. And the pitch. Swung on. The ball is hit to the shortstop. They'll go to 3rd to get the lead runner for the force. And that'll be 2 outs. That'll be a fielder's choice. And the tying run still will come to the dish with 2 outs. As we watch the replay, the ball hit to the shortstop, and this was probably the best play because she had plenty of time, made sure she got the lead runner rather than trying to turn 2. They were able to get the lead runner at 3rd. This ball is hit foul down the line by Sydney Young. 0-1 the count. So Young trying to come through with a big 2-out hit. She's in the hole at 0-1. This pitch is swung on. Here's a little blooper out into right field. The right fielder comes on, makes the catch, and ends the threat for St. Albans. So we're in the middle of the 6th inning with your score, Cabell Midland 3, St. Albans nothing. You're watching live streaming coverage of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions. welcome you back here to South Charleston as we head to the bottom of the sixth inning. And Cabell Midland, with those 3 runs that they got back in the third inning, have that 3-0 lead as the Cabell Midland Knights come to the dish here in the bottom half of the sixth inning. It'll be the bottom third of the lineup. KK Walls, as I mentioned, Blanks, and Purdue. Or Wallace, rather, beg your pardon. So it'll be Wallace, Blanks, and Purdue. As we go to the bottom half of the sixth inning. So Cabell Midland, if they win this game, they are the AAA state champions. And if they were able to do so, it'll be the first time since 2005. St. Albans needs to rally to win this game and then win the next game to win their first title since 2010. So we start the bottom of the sixth inning with Wallace to lead off. And here's the pitch. And that's swung on and fouled back 0-1. So 0-1 the count to Wallace.
Leading off for the night, number 20, KK Wallace.
And the pitch is on the inside corner. Call strike. The count is 0-2. So Hurricane had won the previous 5 championships, and they didn't have a tournament last year because of COVID. So we're going to have a new champion for the first time in 5 years. As the pitch is swung on, this ball's hit to the third baseman. Third baseman scoops it up, makes the throw across the diamond for the first out of the inning. So 1 up, 1 down in the Cabell Midland 6. Wallace is retired for the third time here this afternoon. And the hitter will now be Blanks. She has scored a run and got a hit. She reached on an error, and that's what opened the floodgates back in the third inning. That short little pop to the shortstop that was dropped. She got on and she scored, and then she got hit last time up, and the pitch is swung on and fouled back 0-1. So Blanks has put her stamp on this game. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and chopped foul at the plate. The count's 0-2.
Attention fans in center field on field B. Please move from the front of the scaffolding. Center field fans on field B, please move from the front of the scaffolding.
So 0-2 the count. 0-2 to Blanks. And here's the pitch. And that's outside, 1-2. Looking ahead to the 7th inning for St. Albans, they'll have 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up as this next pitch is fouled back by Blanks. And the count will hold at 1-2. So 1-2 the count. And here's the 1-2 pitch to Blanks. And that'll be outside, ball 2. The count evens at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here's the 2-2 offerings. She laid off of it, and the count goes full at 3-2.
Thank you for making that announcement. They kept shaking it. I was afraid they were going to.
So 3 balls and 2 strikes, full count. And here comes the payoff pitch to Blanks. Swung on and missed strike 3. So 2 out, nobody aboard. As St. Albans able to get blanks out for the first time here this afternoon. And Maddie Meadows will be the hitter. So Meadows will hit with 2 out, nobody aboard. And the pitch is inside for ball 1. As we look ahead, as I mentioned, to the 7th inning for St. Albans, they will have the 6th, 7th, and 8th hitter up. Conrad, Glancy, and Gilbert. The pitch on the outside corner, a called strike. The count is 1-1. So 1-1 the count to Meadows. And the 1-1 offering. Swung on, that ball is hit down the left field line, drifting foul and out of play. The count is 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. And the 1-2 pitch swung on. This ball's going to be a hit into right field, and the right fielder able to knock it down. Meadows takes the wide turn. She'll get a 2-out hit. Solid single into right field, and we'll go back to the top of the order with Jesse Terry will be the hitter. Terry's 1 for 3. Struck out, got a hit, scored a run, and grounded out. So Terry had the game-winning hit last night. Hits here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 for 3 on the day. And here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back. The count is 0-1. And the 0-1 offering. And that's inside. Here's a throw down to first. Meadows back in safely. The count 1-1. Well, Cabell Midland will be 3 outs away from earning their first state championship since 2010 when St. Albans comes to bat. Really since 2005, rather, when St. Albans comes to bat here in the top of the inning. The pitch is low, and the count is 2-1. Cabell Midland looking for their 6th girls state softball championship. And they're only 3 outs away when we get to the top of the 7th inning. And we're in the bottom of the 6th now. The pitch swung on. That ball's slapped into left field. That's a base hit. So a little 2-out lightning. It's back-to-back hits. I've got runners at first and second for Cabell Midland. And that's the 2nd hit of the ball game for Terry. So first and second, and Lucas will be the hitter. Riley Lucas steps to the dish. After 2 out and nobody on, Meadows gets a hit to right field. Now Terry with a hit to left. And we'll have a courtesy runner for Cabell Midland. And here's the pitch. And that's over for a called strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 to Riley Lucas on its way. And that's high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and one the count. And the 1-1 pitch. Swung on. This ball is going to be caught by the first baseman. No, it isn't. She dropped it, played the first, and she's out. I thought the first baseman was going to make the play. It was a soft pop-up. She was not able to catch it cleanly, but she was able to get to the bag and beat the runner, and that's how the inning will end. So after 6 complete innings of play, your score is Cabell Midland 3, St. Albans nothing, as you watch the replay of that final out of the 6th inning. And you're watching live streaming coverage of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and video production.
General Stores knows West Virginia. But what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100-plus stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
At Tudor's Biscuit World, we use the freshest ingredients in our made-from-scratch biscuits. The Biscuit and Gravy Platter. Hot and fresh biscuits, made from scratch gravy. Now that's a meal. Served all day long and only available at Tudor's Biscuit World.
Geno's introduces the Big Cheese, our supersized pizza piled high with extra cheese for only $9.99. A blend of 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, parmesan, and provolone. Try Geno's Big Cheese Pizza for only $9.99.
Welcome back as Cabell Midland is just 3 outs away from capturing their first state title since 2005. And here's St. Albans as we start the top of the 7th inning, and leading things off will be Jaden Conrad, and she fouls it back 0-1. She's 1 for 2, a hit in the second, and she grounded out to shortstop in the 4th. Here's the pitch. That's a called strike. The count is 0-2. So 0-2 the count to Conrad. And she leads things off here, and St. Albans needing 3 runs to keep the game going and their season alive, as the pitch will be low for ball 1. Cabell Midland wins. They're the champions, their first title since 2005. St. Albans needs to rally to get 3 runs to keep this game going. Here's the pitch. This ball swung on. It's hit the center field. The center fielder comes over, makes a great catch. A beautiful play as the center fielder running toward right field, able to haul that in for the first out of the inning, and Cabell Midland is 2 outs away from claiming the title. That was a sensational defensive play by the center fielder. So 1 out, and St. Albans down to their last 2 outs, as it'll be Taylor Glancy will be the hitter. 1 for 2. And the pitch will be low, ball 1.
The batter for the Red Dragons, number 20, Taylor Glancy.
And the pitch. Swung on, fouled back. Count will even at 1 ball, 1 strike. So here's the 1-1 pitch. On its way. Swung on and missed, strike 2. So 1-2 to Taylor Glancy. Bailey Gilbert waits on deck. We're at the top of the 7th inning. Cabell Midland 2 outs away from claiming their first girls softball championship since 2005. This ball is slapped foul down the third baseline. Count holds at 1-2. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled back. Count will remain to hold at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here comes the 1-2 to Glancy. Swung on, fouled again at the plate. Glancy just protecting the plate. Anything close, got to be hacking. St. Albans needs base runners. They trail in the ball game 3-0, and they're down to their final 2 outs. We're here at the top of the 7th. And the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So St. Albans down to their final out. Cabell Midland 1 out away from winning the girls' state softball championship for the first time since 2005, and it will be their 6th overall title in girls softball. As we watch the replay, there's the pitch right across the plate, and Glancy not been able to hit it. So Bailey Gilbert will step to the dish, and the pitch is swung on and fouled back 0-1. So St. Albans down to their final out and down to their final 2 strikes as they trail in the ball game 3-0. And the 0-1 swung on and fouled back. So now St. Albans down to their final strike, down to their last out, down to their last strike. 0-2 the count to Bailey Gilbert. And Cabell Midland can sense it, and here comes the 0-2 offer. That's just misses on the outside corner. The count is 1-2. The Cabell Midland scored 3 times in the 3rd inning, and that has held up to now. And they're 1 strike, 1 out away. And here's the pitch. Swung on. That ball's hit to the shortstop. Takes her time to first, and it's over. Cabell Midland are your state champions for the first time since 2005. Cabell Midland wins the girls' state softball tournament and their 6th overall title in girls softball as Cabell Midland defeats St. Albans by the score of 3-0. So congratulations to Cabell Midland Knights. They win the ball game 3-0. There you can look at the final totals. Was Cabell Midland 3 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. St. Albans, no runs, 4 hits, and an error. We'll take a break, come back and recap as you're watching live streaming coverage of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions.
Biscuit World, we use the freshest ingredients in our made-from-scratch biscuits. The Biscuit and Gravy Platter. Hot and fresh biscuits, made from scratch gravy. Now that's a meal. Served all day long and only available at Tudor's Biscuit World.
Geno's introduces the Big Cheese, our supersized pizza piled high with extra cheese for only $9.99. A blend of 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, parmesan, and provolone. Try Geno's Big Cheese Pizza for only $9.99.
Did you know that up to 50% of the air you breathe in your home is the air that comes through your basement? A wet, damp basement can be a real problem that can worsen asthma and allergies, affect your indoor air quality, and damage your valuables. Alford Home Solutions will transform your basement into a dry, usable space and improve the air quality in your entire home. Protect your family today. Visit alfordhomesolutions.com for a free estimate.
And we welcome you back to Little Creek Park here in South Charleston. I'm Maris Lowry as we put the final touches on this Class AAA girls softball tournament. As congratulations to Cabell Midland as they defeat St. Albans 3-0. As you see the line score there, 3 runs, 8 hits, and no errors for Cabell Midland. No runs, 4 hits, and an error for St. Albans. Cabell Midland was able to get all 3 runs in the 3rd inning, and that held up with good pitching and good defense. Cabell Midland able to get it done. And, you know, they beat St. Albans twice. They beat them 3-2 as they rallied last night after being down 2-1 to score 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th to beat St. Albans and then come back today and have a strong performance to win the ball game 3-0. So we want to congratulate Cabell Midland, their 6th overall girls state softball championship and their 1st since 2005. Once again, the final score, Cabell Midland wins it by the score of 3-0. So all of our fine folks from video production and for the National High School Federation Network, we appreciate all your hard work and putting this together, and appreciate everybody, the attendance out there that watched the live streaming coverage of this 2021 AAA softball tournament. And once again, over the platforms of the high school of the NFHS Network and Video Productions. Once again, final score 3-0. Congratulations to Cabell Midland. I'm Maris Lowry saying so long, everybody.